I found when I was younger that I would typically go into situations where I didn't necessarily have control. I would only be able to influence potentially the outcome. And I'd go in the mindset where I can control this. If I do these three different things, this should happen, right? And it was misguided. Okay, so we've got influence, we've got control, two completely different things, and understanding the difference between the two has made a massive impact in my life, and hopefully it'll help you make an impact in yours as well. Welcome back. I'm Mike Stearns with Ascend Digital Agency, the Mission Control Podcast. This episode is proudly brought to you by Roofer. If you need instant roof quotes, roof measurements, clean and pristine proposals, or a CRM, hit up the team at Roofer. There'll be a link down in the description. Tell them I sent you. You'll be happy that you did. So, influence versus control. Like, what is the difference between the two? The way that I perceive this is if I go into an expectation that I can go into a situation and influence an outcome, what that means to me is that I ultimately am not in charge or responsible for that outcome itself. Um, I can have an impact potentially on the outcome, but it's not guaranteed, right? It's not causal. Whereas in a situation where I have control, if A, then B, it's very clear cut, right? My action, my words will 1000% guarantee this result. And when I was younger, and even to this day, it's something that I work on all the time. I found when I was younger that I would typically go into situations where I didn't necessarily have control. I would only be able to influence potentially the outcome. And I'd go in the mindset where I can control this. If I do these three different things, this should happen, right? And it was misguided, right? And what that would do is it would create a ton of negative emotions because I'm a competitive person. I like to win. So if I set an expectation for myself that, hey, Mike, if you go into the situation and you do A, B, C, and D, the outcome is going to be exactly what you want it to be. It's comforting in the moment. It feels good to have control. But again, when that doesn't happen, you're sad, you're anxious, you feel like you haven't won, like you've lost, you feel defeated. And the biggest thing is that these isolated instances, they can compound if you do them consistently, right? Um, and after years of doing this, I had to be very intentional about, kind of taking a look back and like, why do I feel this way? Why am I so upset that I didn't get the result that I wanted? And in a lot of the instances, it was simply because I went into a situation under the assumption that I could control an outcome when I couldn't control it at all. Again, if we have control, we feel comforted, right? We feel very comforted in the fact that I can dictate an outcome. But a lot of the times we don't have control. There's too many variables in the equation outside of ourselves and our actions and our words that are ultimately going to dictate what the outcome is, whether it's desirable or not. So, again, for me, delineating between those two and understanding, hey, you might be able to do A, B, C, and D, Mike. And those actions, those words, those activities may increase the likelihood that you get the desired outcome, but it doesn't guarantee it. What that did for me when we didn't get the outcome that I wanted is essentially I didn't feel as bad. I didn't feel as defeated. It didn't create that anxiety to the degree that it would if I was operating under the pretense that I was going to get the desired outcome. So again, it's something that I work on every single day, and I'll continue to do so in perpetuity because um, those events again can compound and be defeating, quite honestly. So hopefully this has helped you. Be sure to follow us on every platform: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Love talking to you guys. Look forward to talking to you again soon.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.